All right, here we are. We're back on Shoulder Tap. Brett, we are about 40 points off all-time highs in the NASDAQ, about 20 points off all-time highs in the ES. We are just drifting higher. The trend day is in a full effect. Buy the pullback if you can. Or one more time, NASDAQ trading above 19,000, new highs again, trading 19,011, 19,012. Here we go, Brett. So we're seeing a lot of green on the indexes and the indices here in the equities. Are we seeing more red or are we seeing more green on the board where you're looking?
As far as our live traders go today, we are seeing a little bit of red with the volatility in the markets, especially with the recent news that we had last week. It has shaken up the equities and the money is making moves, no question about it. Great to hear that the equities are reaching all-time highs, which should be good for everybody's retirement accounts, I'm hoping.
Absolutely. At least
One
401k days.
mark of
401k days. Yep. Go ahead, Brett.
Indeed. One mark of red that is kind of bringing down the numbers is, unfortunately, Dakota has hit their DLL daily loss limit again today. Spoke with Dakota earlier, and I'm actually going to be featuring him on a trading card shortly.
Excellent.
But had a great conversation with him, actually, both yesterday and today. And we're talking about, hey, if it happens again, I know yesterday was a daily loss limit hit, today was. And we're going to see what happens tomorrow and reevaluate, because that's what we need to be doing in every account at any funded level. With Topstep or with your 401k, like we had referenced earlier, Andre. But keep evaluating, keep adjusting to the changing markets, and Dakota is really willing and ready to have those conversations, which is really a great thing as far as being open to it, because allowing for greater losses is not a viable way to reach profitability. And it's clear that Dakota does know that.
I like that. I like that. Well, if it wasn't for the risk team, the risk department, these conversations would not be happening. We do look out for the best interests of our traders. Okay, new all-time high, not all-time highs, new highs. S&Ps, I'm going to be saying this a lot today. New highs, NASDAQ, 53.50. That was the big call price, strike price that Nick for a tick was talking about this morning in fast market. Sure enough, we are at 53.50s. We'll see if they continue to roll them up higher in the S&Ps. Again, NASDAQ trading 19,000, call it 20s, new highs of the day. All right, Brett. So I got a sneak peek at the trading cards we're going to present today. We are going to be showing some of the top dogs here at Topstep with our live funded traders. So I want to get started on this. I'll have some questions for you, but let's kick it off with who do we have first?
The first trader we have is Jesus, and all three of the trading cards today, I'll remind everybody watching again, all three of these traders are in live funded accounts trading the real markets. And I'm sorry, the non-simulated markets. Jesus is a NASDAQ trader, and Jesus started with a balance of $50,000 in their live funded account. Today, they're killing it. They've made $12,007, I believe, and haven't put a trade on in more than 3 hours, which that's how you make money. You lock in profits. And Jesus may decide to trade again before the end of the day, but keep it small. Don't, if you give back even $1,000, not even 10%, call it quits and move on. One thing that I noticed or that jumped out at me with Jesus is an average daily P&L of negative $728. And Jesus has been in the account for quite a while, 49 days. Today is day 50. A few things that Jesus is really doing well is 2-to-1 reward over risk ratio. Where he's making $960 on a winner and 450 is the loss on a losing trade. Really selective with their trades. I don't know if you noticed, Andre, but averaging only 12 trades a day. Which is something that I struggle with, especially when I'm not consistently profitable. It's so easy to click away, when sometimes the best thing that I can be doing is nothing in the markets or just observing. one thing that stood out to me with Jesus's trading is the winning day percent and the
Yeah.
winning trade percent.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, those are both the same at 22%. But with that reward over risk being 2 to 1, it's
Ooh,
allowed the 50 days in the account so far, and 6 contracts per trade. Yeah, that's a lot. The one suggestion that I would give to Jesus is get a personal loss limit. I think Jesus has hit the daily loss limit. What is it? I've
36.
31, 36 times. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
36
30.
times.
Huh, this is an
Um,
interesting card.
yeah, the daily loss limit really should be more of a rare instance that we're hitting. Set a personal loss limit that is well below it, because hey, what if you've hit your daily loss limit for a day and then a big news event comes out, scheduled or unscheduled? You can't trade it. And we're here to be in the markets and trade them, which is why sometimes a one lot is all that you need to do. And trying to swing for these huge hits is not necessarily the healthiest thing that you can do to continue trading the account and be involved in the markets. Anything
Yes. Yeah,
on Jesus's card that jumps
couple
out at you?
questions here. Couple questions here. 22, like Anne Marie said, very interesting card. I agree. You said it's positive account balance. Average daily P and L of minus 720 days. I guess that's because they only have 22% winning days. So that's what, 78% losing days. So what they're saving, what Jesus is saving grace is those average winners are about double, more than double their average losers. And without that, this would, so is this like boom or bust? Is that what Jesus is? Is either a boom or bust, either winning trade, or we just goes drives straight to the daily loss limit. I'm trying to understand how the math exactly is on their side. It's got to be at their best. Their risk reward is 2 to 1. That's the only thing that's saving them, right?
It really is. And one thing that Anne Marie had mentioned earlier today is, and in reference to, I think, Dakota, was just emotionally an even keel and really not big highs and lows as far as jumping out of his chair, just kind of really smooth. And that's the best traders are the traders that kind of sit there and almost look bored. Not
Yep.
that are I've seen traders put pens through monitors and break their mice and all sorts of things. And I mean, we've had instances where I used to trade out of
Uh huh.
that they had to have talks with some of the traders that, hey, you got to quiet down. It shouldn't be a wildly emotional process or day to day. Maybe once in a while it knocks you out of your chair and surprises you, but it shouldn't be every time you're trading that you're on an emotional
Agree.
roller coaster.
Agree. I remember, yes, back at the prop firm I was working at a few years ago, they had a very strict rule. You cannot get overly emotional one way or another because of the traders around you. Now, when I'm home, we're home by ourselves. It's a little different. But when you have other traders around you, they all have ears, right? They can either hear it. Some people are having a bad day and they don't want to see people cheering on the good trades. Some people are having a good day and they don't want to have the negative vibe. So you got to really stay in that zone, stay in the lane. You know that you are affecting people around you. Obviously, it's a little different when we're, trading by yourselves in your home office or wherever you might be. But yes, Brett, I would agree with you. This, I'm not gonna lie, this Jesus card, I'm not sure I've seen a card like this before. I mean, their winning days are great. I mean, I guess the risk reward is, I mean, what else can you ask for, I guess, right? I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean their winning days are huge. The best day that Jesus has posted in the 50 days trading this account is just over where he's at 14,529 in profit in a single day. And that's kind of one thing that I want to talk about with all of the traders,
Okay.
that it's not about the numbers. Just because you're within a few hundred, or in this case 2,000 of your personal best,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean you need to try to force your way above it. It's just a number. You know what? If you lock in 12 grand and it just ends up being your second best day, that's still an amazing win and something to hang your hat on, that you can make a comfortable living, and your learning is the key. Um, one note that I made for Jesus
Hmm.
is it's not too late to hit the mental reset button and kind of reevaluate the discipline that you're using within this trading account. And again, personal loss limits, evaluate them and set it well below your daily loss limit of 3,000 and hold yourself accountable to it.
Yes.
Um, and kind of in line with the 20% winning trades and winning
Hmm.
days, work towards increasing that percentage.
Yeah.
Find some good trades and find an edge on those trades. Do it with one lots just to for a proof of concept.
I like
And
that.
then once you find that edge, then start slowly building into it and stick to your discipline and don't change just because it only happens a few times a day or anything. It's all about waiting for the opportunity.
Okay. All right, very good. This is a very interesting card. This shows you how keeping the math on your side. It's all about keeping the math on your side. 22% winning trades. Doesn't sound like that's that great of a number, but then if you take a look, do a little look underneath the hood, if you will, the risk reward is 2 to 1. So that takes care of that. We should at least once a week, if MP's watching, MP, we should get that matrix up where we show how to keep the math on your side. Hoag's got that matrix lying around somewhere. We should probably post that once a week just to show that there's so many different ways to be profitable in these markets. You don't have to have a 100% winning percentage. Then again, you could have a 22% winning percentage, but as long as the risk reward is on your side, it's still a profitable strategy. So that's very interesting. All right, so we got this one now. Now we're going to show off some of our big dogs here at Top Step, some of our live fun, some of the top talent we have here at Top Step. Brett, who do we got next?
Coach Dakota. I think
Here we
some
go.
of the viewers may be familiar with Coach Dakota. Great talker, great trader. Um, Not a perfect trader, I'll say that, but a lot of good stuff here. And one of the most exciting things, I think you maybe even already mentioned it,
Yeah.
Andre, is that Coach Dakota took a payout yesterday of
Ooh.
$134,000,
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
which is massive.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Who is he on the phone with? Do you know who he actually did he speak to you? Did he speak to Mick? Did he speak to anybody in Risk? Who does he speak
I
to?
spoke with him yesterday,
Awesome.
and we were he had hit his daily loss limit
Yes, he did.
yesterday. And I mean, he's coming off of some really big days. And I mean, even what is it? It's Wednesday. On Monday, he made $2,200, and that's a big win in my book. It doesn't matter as long as you're on the right side of zero. Last week, he posted, what is it, 40,000 on May 30th.
Yeah.
I mean, five figures on this trade report are all over the place, and it's really great to see. Um, the one thing that I would say for Coach Dakota is personal loss limit. It doesn't have to be the daily loss limit, and I think he's
Oh,
doing the
okay.
right thing by
Hold on,
having
Brett.
the
Brett, real,
conversation. Yeah,
real quick. Let's switch the card. Let's get the card over to Dakota, please. We're still on Jesus here. Talk about Coach Dakota, our number one trader here at Top Step. Again, took a payout of 134,000 bucks yesterday, maintaining an account balance of 100,000. But yes, let's try to switch that card over to Coach Dakota. Thank you, Joel. You saw what I saw. We still have stuck on Jesus. Let's switch over to Dakota before we go any further. We got, oh, shoot, we're still rebooting, aren't we, JD? Shit. Okay, yeah, we're still, all right, cool. We are, best time to do this. All right, we're still waiting to get that transition here. We're looking at the S&Ps keep running up against these 5350s. I did take a quick peek at Nvidia trading over 1200. Shout out to Nick for a tick. We finally made it. We are so back. I see trading last trade 1211s 1211. But yes, in the meantime, we will. Okay, yeah, Brett. So talk to us about that conversation. Hit his daily loss limit 2 days in a row on the heels of taking out a $134,000 payout. What do you feel like? How what was his spirits? Are he still good and not phased at all? Because typically he's very very pragmatic in his approach, very non emotional. Yeah. So what were his spirits when you talked to him?
yeah. I mean, very even keel. not too emotional, and that's the way that you have to be. The dollars in your account are the tools that you have available to you to continue trading, and you need as many tools in your account or in your toolbox as possible. And Coach Dakota has done a great job of maintaining those tools. I think it was a month and a half ago that I even reached out, and Dakota was kind of just spinning his wheels.
Yep.
And all the
There we
credit
go.
to him on getting the traction that he has recently. The one thing that I would say is you don't always have to trade your maximum position size. And I told him that. And he is excellent at taking feedback, and it's suggestions that I would give to my own family members if I was having a similar conversation. It's to keep the account and have longevity so that you can be there for the market moving events.
Yes. Look at that. Look at that headshot, first of all. Someone said, oh, that's an AI shot. Look at those boyish good looks. That is our number one trader here at TopStep. Average daily P&L, $1,600. Winning percent. Oh, his winning percentage has gone above 50%. I remember a little bit last month, or maybe back in April. It's already June. Back in April, he was less than 50% winning percentage. So it's good to see that ticking up higher. Average winning day, $6,500. Average losing day, $5,900. That best day, 40,000. Worst day, 12,000. I mean, this is just an all-star trader right here. Use it. Let's see your suggestion. Use a P&L that allows you to trade the whole day. Details should be used for rare instances only. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at his trade reports. Do we see often where he'll shut it down? He'll shut it down just $3,000 on the day, or does he typically go to DLL?
There's a lot of daily loss limit hits.
Okay.
I don't see a lot of days just scrolling through his trade report. In fact, I don't think I see a single day that was not a daily loss limit
Okay.
hit.
Okay. So he trades until he trades. So
Since Yeah, he's been in the account 79 days. So, I
amazing.
mean, he's doing things right. And I know I had many conversations with him, and I congratulated him yesterday on his payout, because we want the traders to take payouts. I had a number of conversations with Dakota saying, take a doggone
Oh
payout, pay
yeah. Oh
yourself,
yeah.
man. And I was so glad to hear that he did yesterday. And
Hmm.
I mean, that's what we're trying to tell all of our traders. Work towards earning a payout by getting those benchmark days of $200 in profits. You need them five. You need 5 of them. They don't have to be consecutive days, but work for those 5 benchmark days and pay yourself, even if it's a few $100s. That's what we're here to do: is take money out of the markets and ultimately pay ourselves.
Absolutely, absolutely. I do remember that Dakota's. This is technically not Dakota's first payout. Dakota's first payout was a whopping $125. So this is technically his second payout, but from $125 to $134,000. Man, when those profits stack up, they stack up. Shout out to the chat. We are seeing a pullback, a retracement, a sell-off, call it what you will, in the S&Ps. Remember, the high in the S&Ps is 5350. Trading about 7 points beneath that, 6 points beneath that, currently 5344. NASDAQ seen a bit of a pullback. We are now beneath 19,000. High of the day, 19,021. Currently trading about 20 points beneath, 30 points beneath the high of the day. Currently trading 18,992. Crude starting to tick up. Man, all those shout outs to everyone that got long beneath $73 in crude. We're currently trading $74.17. High of the day, $74.20. Those longs beneath 73s, man, they are getting paid right now, and it's good to see. All right. So we got Dakota here. I know we got this next one coming up. This one, there's a lot of talk about this individual coming up. Number 2 on the payout board, JD, remind me, $60,000 made, over $60,000 made yesterday alone, maxing out Topstep to as full as 5 XFAs, 1 live funded account. Who do we got next here, Brett? There he is. Nice picture.
That is
Wow, this one.
Brian P. And
Wow.
and one thing that I want to mention, both to Brian and Dakota and everybody out there watching, um, taking a payout from any funded level account with TopStep, it's not going to affect where you fall on the leaderboards.
Nope.
It's not going to change that. It's a payout. You earned the money. It is not going to drop you down on those leaderboards if that's a goal of yours. So don't take that into consideration if it's keeping you from a payout.
Agree.
Brian P. Ben, the risk manager that I work alongside, he spoke with Brian the other day, and that was one thing that Brian told him was, "I'm trying to beat Dakota," and
Ooh.
that, yeah, that kind
Yeah.
of goes back to what I was saying about Jesus, and
Yep.
don't trade the numbers, just trade your strategy and
Yep.
your discipline. It's not about, if Andre and I are in the same room trading, it's not about what Andre's doing.
Nope.
As far as my trading is concerned, it's really important. And again, you can take a payout and it's not going to affect where you are on the leaderboards.
Okay.
um
All right,
Yeah,
let's take a
that
look.
was the biggest thing that I had for him, was trade your way. Don't get caught up in what other people are doing. But I mean, Brian P is really getting some traction after, oh, how many days is it in the account? He's been in the account for 25 days. Average daily P&L is just shy of $1,600.
Mm.
So do the math. He's doing well and building the account very well, taking just 4 trades per day,
Mm.
averaging about 8 contracts on each of those trades, and winning days are 46%, so right around that 50% mark, and really doing well. Just take a payout.
Yeah.
Now it's your turn. We got Dakota checked off.
Take a payout. Focus on yourself, Brian P. Just focus on yourself. Everything else will take care of itself. Don't you compare. Of course, there's a healthy competition in all of this, right? But we're competing against the markets more so than anything else. You know, a person you've never met, you're not really competing against. Of course, it's nice to see your name on the leaderboard, atop the leaderboard. But I can assure you, at the end of the day, what matters most is those profits. Just focus on yourself. The rest will take care of itself. All right, Brett, we are coming up on time here. Very good stuff today. We're showing you some of the top dogs here at TopStep. There's top life funded traders. I got one question for you from our good friend Mohammed, who was on with us during Power Players last week. Question for Brett: what is your opinion on taking a payout after a bad day, rewarding yourself after a bad day? What's your opinion on that?
Oh man, it's so easy to have a bad day after
Yep.
taking a payout because I want to get right back to where I was. The bigger numbers always look better on the trade reports. But I think it's good to keep my attitude in check as far as, hey, if I lost $1,000 today, you know what? Take a $500 payout if eligible, and
Mhm.
show yourself what $500 or $1,000 really is, because it is something that we can lose sight of with the numbers
Yep.
being as big as they are and fluctuating as wildly as they do at times. So I don't think it's ever a bad idea to take a payout. Um,
Yep.
work
That.
work towards them and work towards the next one as soon as you take one, and don't try to get all of the payout back the following day or trade session.
Well said, Brett. Mohammed, there you go. Wow, I never look at it like this way. Thank you. No, thank you, Mohammed. You're the man. We're gonna have you back on Power Players sooner enough. Here we go. Nick for a tick. Take the payout. Money in your pocket at the end of the day is that's all that matters. Money in your pocket is what matters. I wholeheartedly agree. Dakota takes the payout. Nick for a tick, one of our top traders here at TopStep. Tick says take the payout. Brett, we are coming up on time. We got group coaching coming up next. You see the form pinned to the top of the chat. Last call for group coaching questions. Get those in here. Brett, any final words on the day here? We are seeing a bit of that pullback. If you want to get long, this is your chance to get long. This could be the pullback to another push higher. Brett, any last words before we take it over to group coaching?
I mean, I don't care who you are as a trader. Just keep in mind that pigs get fed and hogs get slaughtered. So
Love
it's
it. Love
sometimes
it.
best to take it a little easier than you may want to.
I love that saying. Pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. On that note, Brett, great stuff today. We showed you some of the best traders here at Top Step. Take notes, learn from us. People really love this segment, and I do too. Brett, with that being said, we're going over to group coaching next. Let's go.